The first attribute or characteristic I want to discuss with you is taking a strong lead. This is really, really important. A great analogy is to think of ballroom dancing. In ballroom dancing, it's the man that takes the lead. Okay? If the man fails to take the lead, he's established that he cannot dance. Attraction works similar to this. If you fail to take the lead, you've established you aren't the prize, and because of this, women will feel no attraction towards you. Does this mean you always have to take a strong lead? Not at all. Sometimes I enjoy being the big passive bottom, taking the back seat. For example, sometimes I'll have a woman come to my house. She'll think I have a whole evening planned. And I'll say to her, "So, what are we doing tonight?" And then I'll kind of lean back, cross my hands behind my head, and give her a smug expression. And she'll usually squirm a bit, and then maybe if she's up to par, she'll conjure up something. Now this is great because it's putting the onus on her. It's challenging her. It's almost like reverse leading. But under no circumstances do you want to demonstrate an incompetence to lead. What I'm talking about is indecisiveness. So maybe you're out with a woman and you start hemming and hawing over where to take her. Okay? Women are going to pick up on this. And they're going to know that you aren't the prize. And this is going to scuttle any attraction that they would have possibly felt from you. Maybe you're out with a woman that you really want to kiss, but you're hesitating. Well, women are intuitive. They pick up on this. And they're going to make you squirm a little bit. And the more you squirm, the more they're going to know you're incompetent at leading. Establishing that you're not the prize, and women are going to feel no attraction towards you. Okay? So, learn to become decisive. Learn to take a strong lead. The next attribute is having standards and expectations. Let me ask you kind of a philosophical question. Why are you listening to this course? Now, maybe you really like the sound of my voice. I don't know. But my guess is you want more success with women. You want better quality women. You want a better life for yourself. But maybe you're thinking to yourself, I don't have the confidence, or I don't have the look, or the skills to get the women I really want. Well, I found out long ago that what you expect from the universe is, in fact, what you get. So, if you expect mediocre women, or you think you can only get mediocre women, the universe has a tendency to bring you mediocre women. If you expect really beautiful women, the universe has a tendency to bring you really beautiful women. My uncle told me something very wise several years ago, and he's a sickeningly rich businessman. He said that the difference between someone who's rich and someone who's poor has less to do with education and social status and looks, and more to do with having standards and having a bottom line. For him, for example, making under $1 million a year is doing really, really bad. He's really broke. Whereas someone who has a poor person mindset, their bottom line, their standard is, well, doing bad is being on food stamps. The same thing holds true with women. Let me tell you a little story. Years ago, I did a little social experiment. I decided that I was only going to go for women that were sexually adventurous and spontaneous and bisexual. And if they fell short of that criteria, I was going to have to turn them down, even if they had supermodel good looks. Now you might be thinking to yourself, wow, Swing Cat, your sex life must have been restricted to internet porn, being so picky and snobby and judgmental. Well, just the opposite happened. My sex life flourished. I had more women in my life than I could handle. And I think there's some reasons why. One is women thought, wow, this guy must have an abundance of beautiful women in his life to turn down so many beautiful women. Two is that I communicated to women that I had the belief that I was the prize. Okay? Most guys act so needy around beautiful women, hoping that beautiful woman will allow them to go into their pants, that I was a novelty. I was making them earn a right to get into my pants. They had to earn it. And because of this, I established myself as a prize they had to win over. So I encourage you to develop standards and expectations and a really high bottom line. Now I have a whole section on this later on, so we're going to come back to developing standards and expectations later on.